Archangel Michael says, you are being watched closely, but not with love. A woman in your life, one you may have trusted or smiled with recently, is moving against you with intentions she's never spoken aloud. She has built her plan in silence, wearing a false face, acting supportive while planting seeds meant to destroy your peace. You felt something off. The shift in her voice. The way her compliments started to sound more like calculated observations. That's because she's not for you. She never was. She has studied your habits, memorized your vulnerabilities, and now whispers your name in rooms you don't enter. Her words are slippery. Her smile is sharp. She is driven by a silent war you never signed up for. But Archangel Michael is exposing her now, fully, finally, without delay. Type Amen to get blessing 333 behind your back. She's spinning stories that damage your image. She twists your past and exaggerates your struggles, telling others things you once shared in confidence. She doesn't just want your place, she wants your silence, your absence, your light dimmed. She's told people that you're unstable, that you're selfish, that you're changing, and not in a good way. But it's not because she's concerned, it's because she's threatened. This woman walks into spaces after you leave and rewrites the narrative. She's turned some eyes against you. She's infected some minds. But heaven is draining her influence. Her lies are reaching their final audience. Type Amen to get blessing 818. She doesn't know that every step she takes in shadow has been recorded by divine light. Every whisper, every fake hug, every attempt to turn someone away from you, it's all coming back. Soon, she will slip. Her tongue will betray her. Her plans will collapse. And the very people she tried to convince will start questioning her stories. You may feel the tension already. People who used to treat you warmly have grown colder. Conversations stop when you walk into the room. Eyes shift away quickly. That's not in your head. That's the result of her whispers. Type Amen to get blessing 121. But Archangel Michael says, stand still. Do not fight with human hands. This battle belongs to heaven, and heaven never loses. She's watching you quietly succeed, grow, glow, transform, and every part of that triggers her jealousy. She thought you would stay stuck, stay small, stay dependent on her approval. But you rose. And now, she's trying to pull you back into the version of yourself she was comfortable controlling. Type Amen to get blessing 444. She's taken private moments and turned them into rumors. She's taken your pain and served it as entertainment to those who never earned your truth. She laughs louder when you're not around. But she doesn't realize, the walls are talking. Spirit is revealing her face in dreams. Strangers are becoming messengers. And the people she confided in? They're turning on her. Her own words will soon stand against her. Type Amen to get blessing 606. She's the reason some opportunities slowed down. The reason some connections felt strange. She reached out to someone you admire and planted doubt. She thought by delaying your elevation, she could rise ahead. But Archangel Michael says, this delay was divine. You weren't being punished, you were being protected from walking into rooms filled with people she poisoned against you. Now those same rooms will open again. Only this time, she won't be allowed in. Type Amen to get blessing 949. She mimics your voice, mirrors your ideas, then claims them as her own. She watches how others respond to you, then tries to wear your energy like a disguise. But people are starting to notice the difference. There's something hollow about her now. Something forced. Because you can't steal someone's essence, you can only fake it for so long. Her time is up. Her mask is falling. And truth is walking in with power. Type Amen to get blessing 373. Archangel Michael says, she has one more plan, but it will fail. She may try to befriend someone new in your circle. She may try to intercept a blessing meant for you. But heaven is already 3 steps ahead. She cannot block what is written. She cannot enter where angels now guard. She cannot win a war she started with deception. Because truth is undefeated. Type Amen to get blessing 888. You will soon hear your own name spoken in a conversation you weren't meant to overhear. And in that moment, everything will become clear. Her betrayal will no longer be a suspicion. It will be confirmed. And your response will not be anger. It will be clarity. You will walk away fully. No explanations. No access. Type Amen to get blessing 525. She will notice your silence. It will scare her. Because for the first time, she'll realize, her words no longer touch you. Her lies no longer live in you. Her role in your story is over. And the energy she used to attack you, it will now turn against her. Doors will close for her that once opened easily. People will begin seeing her through spiritual eyes. And what she built on your name will crumble under her own. Type Amen to get blessing 484. She will begin to feel it in her own life. Everything she tried to project onto you. The confusion, the delay, the rejection. It will begin creeping into her routine. Not because of a curse, but because of the energy she sent out returning home. Archangel Michael says, you don't need revenge. You don't need to expose her. The divine is doing it for you in ways no human hand can interfere. Her name will start to fall from lips it used to impress. She tried to wear your skin spiritually. She walked like you, spoke like you, acted like she cared about your life. But deep down, she only wanted your place. Now heaven is tearing down every illusion she built. Type Amen to get blessing 121. There will be a moment soon where she's confronted, not by you, but by someone she never expected. They will challenge her words, ask for truth, hold her accountable, and she will stutter. She will fall silent. Because lies are loud until the truth shows up. You will not even have to defend yourself. Your reputation will cleanse itself. Her schemes will collapse under their own weight. People will come back to you, humbled, saying, I didn't know. I'm sorry I believed her. You'll smile, not out of pride, but because you already forgave them in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 333. She underestimated you. She thought your grace was weakness. She thought your silence meant defeat. But your silence was strength. You were listening, observing, waiting for the divine to move. Now, the shift has begun. The things she said behind your back are now being repeated in front of others. But this time, they're exposing her. This time, you don't even need to speak. Your presence alone is proof of your integrity. And hers? It's unraveling. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Archangel Michael says, this was all a setup for your elevation. You had to see who couldn't come with you. You had to know who smiled with you but secretly competed with your journey. You are not in a season of pleasing. You are in a season of protecting. And anyone who cannot celebrate you openly must be distanced completely. This woman thought she could remain in your life by blending in. But your spirit has rejected her. Your dreams have warned you. Your body has grown tense around her. And now it's time to obey those warnings. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Her conversations are growing more frantic. She's losing grip on the story she spun. People she trusted to keep her secrets are beginning to whisper, because even they feel her deception. They're starting to ask, why is she always talking about you? Why does your name trigger her? Because jealousy eventually exposes itself. It can't hide forever, not in your presence. Type Amen to get blessing 373. There's a phone in her hand right now with your messages still in it. She rereads them and wonders how you didn't see it sooner. She's conflicted. Part of her regrets what she did, but a bigger part of her still wants to see you fall. Let her carry that. Let her sit in that battle she created for herself. Because you are done rescuing people who were sent to test your discernment. You are walking forward now, with no glances back. Type Amen to get blessing 606. She once thought you needed her. That without her voice in your life, you'd stay small. She thought your glow came from her compliments. But she forgot, your power was never borrowed. It was always divine. She will soon watch you enter spaces she said you weren't ready for. She will see you sit at tables she tried to block. And she will have to live with the fact that her biggest fear has come true. You became everything she tried to convince others you weren't. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Let this message be your confirmation. Let it be your awakening. You're not imagining the betrayal. You're not overreacting to the tension. You are being divinely guided away from contamination. And the one contaminating your atmosphere is the woman whose name keeps coming up in your gut. You know who she is. You've known. Now walk in that knowing, without apology, without hesitation. Type Amen to get blessing 999. She will soon see what happens when someone tries to block a chosen one. Her influence will dry up. People who used to laugh at her jokes will grow quiet. Invitations will stop. Attention will fade. Even her closest allies will begin pulling back, not because of anything you've said, but because her spirit has been revealed. The divine has placed a mirror before her, and what she sees now is everything she tried to hide. Her fake support, her quiet envy, her hunger for your fall. It's all unraveling, and no performance can cover it anymore. She thought you would break, but instead, you bloomed. She thought her words would bury you, but you became unshakable. Type Amen to get blessing 343. Archangel Michael says, she has a history of doing this to others. You're not the first person she's targeted with her jealousy. But you are the last one who will suffer quietly under it. Because now, the cycle ends. Heaven will not let her repeat this pattern again. She is being spiritually arrested. Her access to your future is being revoked. And the circle she once controlled is now surrounding her with suspicion. Everything is turning. Everything is shifting. And you are being lifted. Type Amen to get blessing 282. You will soon be approached by someone who once listened to her. They'll come to you with an apology, a confession, or a quiet nod of regret. You won't need to say much. Your energy will say it all. They'll tell you, "She made it sound so believable," and you'll know, this was never about truth. It was always about control. You will be vindicated not by shouting, but by rising. You will be respected not because you proved her wrong, but because you never stooped to her level. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Watch as your path clears. Watch as peace returns to your room. Watch as the heaviness lifts. Her presence was never light. She carried conflict in her shadow. And now, with her gone, your life will breathe again. This is your season of spiritual detox. The kind where divine energy scrubs every corner she tried to inhabit. And in the end, she'll realize, she couldn't destroy what heaven had already crowned. Because no lie can survive where divine truth is planted. Type Amen to get blessing 121. She will try to reinvent herself. Move on quickly. Pretend like nothing happened. But even she knows, something has shifted forever. Her name is no longer welcome in your prayers. Her face no longer belongs in your pictures. Her story no longer intersects with your purpose. Let her go. Fully. Finally. Fearlessly. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Archangel Michael says, "You were never foolish for trusting her. You were faithful. You were generous. You were light. And she mistook that for weakness. But your strength was always hidden in silence. And now that the silence has ended, your strength is shaking everything she built on your name. You are rising now, not with revenge, but with restoration, not to fight her, but to fulfill you." Type Amen to get blessing 144. The doors she tried to shut for you will open wider than ever before. The people she turned against you will crave your wisdom. The blessing she tried to block will overflow without measure. Because heaven doesn't play favorites, it honors truth. And you've carried your truth through the shadows. Now it's your time to shine in the light. Type Amen to get blessing 838. Let this be the last moment you ever worry about her again. Let this be your release. Let this be your turning point. She was a chapter. You are the author. And this story isn't ending in betrayal, it's blossoming in glory. Her name will fade, but yours? Yours will rise. Type Amen to get blessing 000. She will keep watching from afar, hoping you notice her absence. But you won't look back. Not because you're heartless, but because your heart has finally healed. The door she once slipped through with ease is now closed by divine instruction, sealed by your discernment, and guarded by your newfound strength. She underestimated the depth of your resilience. She thought she was the reason people clapped for you. But now, as your glow intensifies without her in the frame, her silence becomes loud. Her absence becomes proof. Every time she tries to mention you again, people will pause. They'll feel it, the tension, the shift, and they'll start to wonder, why does your name bother her so much? Type Amen to get blessing 484. What she intended to be your breakdown has become your breakthrough. She wanted you to crumble quietly, to question your worth, to stay behind the scenes. But instead, her betrayal activated something divine within you. Now, you speak with clarity. Now, you move with direction. Now, your life is no longer filtered by who approves of it. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. And she can't stand it. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Archangel Michael says, this woman once tried to dim the room you now light up. She thought if she distorted your image, no one would believe in you again. But now, you are walking into spaces she once tried to keep you out of. And guess what? She'll hear about it. She'll hear your name again and again, not because you're trying to make noise, but because divine favor speaks louder than gossip ever could. She'll see you being honored, while she is being forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 383. The people she poisoned against you are now coming to their own awakening. They're starting to compare the stories with your actions. They're starting to question her tone. They're seeing inconsistencies. And one by one, her influence is fading. They remember your kindness. They remember how you treated them. They remember your loyalty, and now they're ashamed for ever believing otherwise. Forgive them quietly, because heaven is correcting everything behind the scenes. Type Amen to get blessing 999. You no longer owe explanations. You no longer need closure. You've seen what needed to be seen. You've heard what needed to be heard. Now your energy no longer matches theirs, and your presence will naturally repel what no longer aligns. She will try to reach you one last time, maybe with a compliment, maybe with tears, but you will feel the same coldness in her voice. You'll know it's not real, and this time, you won't even respond. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Archangel Michael says, you are being ushered into a new level of elevation where only real love can follow. This woman was sent to test your discernment, and now that you've passed, the blessings long held up are about to flow fast. No more sabotage. No more betrayal cloaked in laughter. No more tolerating energy that shrinks your spirit. You're stepping into a season of alignment, of joy, of unapologetic peace. Type Amen to get blessing 606. Watch as your name is now whispered in admiration. Watch as those who ignored you begin to remember you. Watch as your favor multiplies, and she can only witness it from a distance. Because the divine has made a final decision. Her time in your story is officially over. Her presence is no longer required. Her chapter is closed. And yours? Just beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 000. She'll try to copy your new glow, but it won't work. Because what you carry is not something that can be mimicked. It's earned through truth, loyalty, and pain you never broadcasted. She'll dress like you, talk like you, even move like you, but it will never feel the same. The room will still choose you. The energy will still bend toward you. Because favor can't be stolen, it can only be inherited through divine purpose. She is left with performance. You are rising with purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 383. Archangel Michael says, don't even speak her name anymore. Her name held weight in your spirit for too long. It made your body tense. It made your mind restless. But now it must be released completely. She was a storm sent to delay you. But heaven used her storm to push you deeper into destiny. Your stillness during her chaos was not weakness. It was warfare. And you won. Type Amen to get blessing 737. Soon, people will ask how you made it through. How you didn't collapse under all the weight she tried to stack on you. They'll wonder why you never lashed out. Never exposed her, never sank to her level. And you'll smile gently, because you'll know, you were never walking alone. You had angels. You had favor. You had discernment disguised as delay. And now, that delay is over. Type Amen to get blessing 242. She will watch your life unfold from afar. The very things she told people would never happen for you are already manifesting. The relationships, the opportunities, the glow, the laughter, the peace. She will scroll and see your name shining in places she claimed you didn't belong. That is your vindication. That is divine justice. You owe her nothing, not a response, not a warning, not even a reaction. Type Amen to get blessing 414. The final move will be when someone important publicly praises you, and she hears it. Her chest will tighten. Her stomach will drop, because she thought she controlled the narrative. But heaven had another version, and that version was never built on her voice. It was built on your truth. She can no longer twist what God has made straight. She can no longer stand where you now reign. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, bless her with distance. Release her name in love, not in bitterness. Let her stay exactly where the divine has placed her, outside of your path. Because elevation requires separation. And now, your elevation is irreversible. Your story is untouchable. Your purpose is unstoppable. And your protection is unshakable. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The people you're about to meet will not know the version of you she tried to destroy. They will only meet the version that survived her storm. And they will love you for exactly who you are. This is the start of your healing era. The beginning of your legacy chapter, and the ending of every lie that was ever spoken over your name. Type Amen to get blessing 00.